Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So in this session we are going to discuss regarding vestigial sideband modulation. So we will be able to understand at the end of the session the following points. The one is what is vestigial sideband modulation and why it is required, and how to generate the vestigial VSB signal, vestigial sideband signal, and what are the advantages of VSB modulation, what are the disadvantages of VSB modulation, and applications of VSB modulation. So this we will try to understand in this particular session. So one request is please watch the video entire end so that you will not miss out any of the important points in between. So let us quickly start with the session now. So vestigial sideband modulation. What is this vestigial sideband modulation and why it is required? We will try to understand first, and then we will slowly move on to the VSB signal generation and advantages, disadvantages, analysis of frequency spectrum. So uh, this vestigial sideband modulation, and what is this and why it is required? In order to understand, we have to recall our knowledge in SSB and DSB-SC signal. So please watch the previous sessions on SSB and DSB-SC modulation so that it will be easy for you to understand. So in SSB, okay, in SSB modulation, when a sideband is passed through the filters, the bandpass filter may not work practically perfect. So as I told you, in single sideband modulation, in SSB modulation, what happens is single sideband only is transmitted. Single sideband modulation, that is the SSB modulation. So in SSB modulation, only single sideband is passed and carrier is suppressed. So in this case, what happens is when a sideband is passed through the filter, okay, so the bandpass filter may not work practically perfect. Okay, any of the filter may not work practically perfect. So even the bandpass filter in this case may also not work perfectly. So because of which what may happen is chances of information getting lost. Because why there are more chances of information getting lost is in case of SSB, as you already know, only single sideband is transmitted. Okay, so when there is only single sideband, then that single sideband when we transmit, if bandpass filter doesn't work perfectly. Okay, so in that case, if some information is lost, then there are chances of total information also getting lost sometimes. So this is the main drawback of SSB modulation, I can say. So next we will try to consider what are the main challenges in DSBSC modulation as well. So as you already know, in DSBSC modulation, okay, double sideband and suppressed carrier type of modulation. So in DSBSC we are passing two sidebands, we are transmitting two sidebands and we are suppressing the carrier. So in that case, as we are passing two sidebands in DSBSC modulation, two sidebands carry the same information. As you already know, the two sidebands in frequency spectrum we have analyzed, they are carrying the same information. So as they are carrying the same information, if we receive both the sidebands, then there is actually the two sidebands are having the same information. So it is a wastage of information, is it? So because I mean the way it is waste basically. Even if I pass one sideband also, I can able to retrieve the data. Okay, but the thing is we are passing two sidebands and there is not necessary. Okay, two sidebands are not necessarily need to be transmitted. So only one sideband is sufficient in case if we receive correctly. So because of this, what happens is there is will be waste. One more sideband is waste of transmitting. So in SSB, there are chances of information getting lost as we are passing only single sideband. In case of DSBSC, there is a wastage of information basically. I mean, there is a redundant information which is not required. Two sidebands are not required. Only one sideband is sufficient. But in DSBSC, we are passing two sidebands, so hence it is a wastage. So in SSBSC, there are chances of information getting lost, and in DSBSC, there is wastage of information. So because of this, in order to compromise between these two challenges, a new type of modulation is arrived which is called as VSB modulation. I hope now this part is also clear why it is required. Okay, why VSB modulation is required? I hope it is clear now. Okay, because there are drawbacks in SSB modulation as well as in DSBSC modulation. So these are the main things. So now we will try to understand why it is required. We came to know. Now we will understand in detail what is VSB modulation now. So VSB modulation technique, as the name indicates, vestigial sideband technique or the vestigial sideband modulation. So vestige means apart. You please remember this word meaning. So vestige means apart. Okay, so this is VSBAC modulation, that is vestigial sideband modulation. So what is apart, we will try to understand slowly. Okay, so in vestigial sideband modulation, a part of the signal called vestige is modulated along with one sideband. So what we are making compromise between this SSB and DSBAC. Okay, so in VSB modulation, what we are doing is we are passing only a part of signal. Part of signal is called as vestigial. Okay, hence the name vestigial sideband modulation. So a part of signal called as vestige is modulated. Only that is modulated, not entire signal is modulated. That's why it is called as vestige or vestigial sideband modulation. And why it is called as vestigial sideband? Why sideband? Because along with this part of signal called vestige, we are also transmitting one sideband along with this. That's why vestige, because of part of signal we are transmitting, sideband because we are transmitting one sideband also. Hence this modulation is called as vestigial sideband modulation. I hope now this is clear. So now we will try to understand in detail about what is this vestigial sideband modulation. So hence, as I told you, one sideband along with vestige of another sideband is transmitted. Okay, one sideband along with vestige of another sideband is transmitted in case of vestigial sideband modulation. Now we have understood what is vestigial sideband modulation, why it is required, and why it is called so. Okay, so now we will slowly start to understand how to generate the VSBSC signal then, or how to generate the VSB signal then. So now we will try to understand. As we know, one sideband along with vestige of another sideband is getting transmitted in case of VSB modulation technique. So in case of VSB signal generation, how to generate the VSB signal, correct? So this is a very important thing, very challenging, I mean, to understand. So, but it is very simple in fact. So we are transmitting, please refer to this block diagram. So we are transmitting this modulating signal. So this modulating signal is given as input to the product modulator. Okay, and also we are using, as you can see, this is a carrier oscillator which provides frequency, carrier frequency it will provide. As you already know, to modulate a signal we require carrier signal and message signal. There are two requirements. So hence I am providing message signal or modulating signal or baseband signal, all are one and the same, and providing as input, and at the same time I am also providing the carrier signal also as a input to the product modulator. So what it will do is it will provide the I mean it will perform the modulation now. So the amplitude of the carrier, in case of amplitude modulation, the amplitude of the carrier wave is varied in accordance with the modulating signal or the message signal. Means the amplitude of this carrier signal is varied in accordance with this modulating signal in case of product modulator. So next what we will do, now we will get the actual signal, modulated signal, but we have to pass because we will not completely trust on whatever is achieved at this point here actually. So what we are doing is we are making it to pass it to the sideband filter. Okay, so and even this filter will filter the sideband as well, part of sideband which I told you. So this is also very important. So sideband filter it is. So sideband filter we have to use it. So after this sideband, whatever in output we will get it is nothing but the VSB signal. So until then, this actually the actual VSB process will complete. So we will get VSB signal, vestigial sideband signal here, not here exactly, because we require sideband filter also. Because part of sideband only we are going to transmit, is it? One sideband and part of this, I mean vestige of another sideband. So we require this. So it's not here actually, sorry. So it is here where we will get VSB signal. Okay, so I hope it is very clear now. Now we will try to analyze the frequency spectrum or the frequency analysis of this particular I mean vestigial sideband modulation. So how to analyze this frequency spectrum? So frequency analysis. So this is the amplitude and this is the frequency. Okay, this is the frequency. The x-axis is frequency. So now part of this vestige, one sideband we are going to transmit and part of another sideband means only this part we are going to transmit. So hence, this is the frequency spectrum of the vestigial sideband modulation. So what is the definition? We are passing one sideband along with vestige of another sideband. Okay, so vestige means this part of this sideband, or here part of this sideband, not the entire sideband we are. This is one sideband, this is another sideband, correct? So one sideband along with vestige of another sideband means part of this sideband we are going to transmit. So frequency, this is minus Fc, this is plus Fc, and Fv and Fm. Fm is modulating frequency, and Fe is nothing but the vestigial, whatever frequency we will get it. That is Fe. And how to calculate the bandwidth of this particular spectrum? In many of the one mark questions or somewhere, there can be asked actually how to calculate the bandwidth of any frequency spectrum. So you just add it Fc, this is Fc, okay, plus Fv, this one, okay, minus Fc, this one, okay, and plus Fm. So that means we are only considering this part and this entirely. Okay, so anyways is fine. But here part of one sideband means this one they have considered, and here also we have considered the entire thing. That's why Fc plus Fv minus Fc plus Fm. So this is all about frequency analysis of vestigial sideband modulation. I hope it is very clear. We are transmitting this entirely. We are taking only part of this another sideband. One sideband, what is the definition of VSB? One sideband along with the vestige of another sideband. So this is one sideband along with the vestige of this sideband. So hence we are able to calculate the bandwidth of this. So FC, this one, repeat it, FC plus FM, sorry, Fc plus Fv, this one, and minus Fc plus Fm. So this is all about frequency spectrum analysis. Next, we will try to understand the very important thing and very interesting as well. So what are the advantages of VSB? What are the disadvantages and applications of VSB? So advantages of VSB are the following. So there is a decrease in bandwidth. So why there is decrease in bandwidth? Because we are taking only vestige of another sideband. We are not transmitting two sidebands, okay, as in case of DSBC, but we are decreasing, so definitely bandwidth gets reduced. Hence there is decrease in bandwidth. High efficient. Why it is highly efficient? Because we are trying to, because VSBSC modulation, as I already told you, it's a compromise between the SSB modulation and DSBSC modulation. So because we are neither losing the information and no information is getting wasted in case of VSB modulation, or it is very less. So hence it is very efficient. Okay, this is achieved. And easy design. It is very easy to design. Easy to circuit to generate the VSBSC signal. What we require? Only modulating signal, carrier signal, and product modulator and a sideband filter. That's it. So the design is very easy. Okay, so only thing is carrier frequency and all should be decided. That should be taken care. So next we'll move on to the disadvantages of VSB modulation. So bandwidth is higher than SSB. Yes, definitely, because in SSB we are only transmitting one sideband. Here we are transmitting one sideband along with vestige of part of another sideband. Means definitely this bandwidth is higher. Yes, definitely. So next, demodulation is difficult. Yeah, the demodulation is bit difficult in case of VSB, because we are taking part of another sideband. If we take entirely, it is very easy, but part means it is very somewhat complexity increases to demodulate the signal. So this is what somewhat difficult. That's why it is said. And next is applications of VSB signal. So VSB modulation, sorry. So VSB modulation has the applications in the transmission of video signal in television broadcasting. This is the major application of VSB modulation, where transmission of video signal whenever it is required in case of television broadcasting, this VSB modulation plays a very significant role and used for high speed data signal. So this is also, and both are related actually. So high speed data signal can also be done using this vestigial sideband modulation. And this is another advantage is vocal signal transmission of TV through FM. See, I said this first application was with respect to video signal, and this is with respect to audio signal. Vocal means audio, there is audio signal. Audio signal is nothing but vocal signal transmission of TV through FM. So through FM stations, they are transmitting the information or the vocal signals. Vocal means through voice, we can say, or it is audio signal basically. Yes. So vocal signal transmission is also possible through this FM and used for high speed data signal. So in general, we can say it is used in the helpful in the transmission of vocal or audio signals and video signals and high speed data also. Okay, so this is all about vestigial sideband modulation. So we have learnt what is vestigial sideband modulation, why it is required, and why it is called so, why it is called vestigial sideband modulation only, and what are the how to generate the VSB signal, and what is the frequency spectrum, how to calculate the bandwidth of this VSB signal, and what are the advantages of VSB signal modulation, and what are the disadvantages and applications also we are studied. So this is all about VSB modulation. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get the latest updates or notifications. So thank you for all your support, because this is the more than 50 sessions have been conducted so far. So please, yeah, I will thank for all the viewers for making this I mean success. So please, yeah, like, share, and if you want me to conduct any of this session, not only with respect to this modulation techniques or analog communication or any of the electronics topics or any of the recent trends which you want to know, or any of the topics in physics, if you want me to conduct, definitely please feel free to comment in the YouTube comment section and provide your feedback also. And have a nice day. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye. Yeah.